What's up, Pokemon fans? This is Champion Professor N here, and today, for this Deck Tech Thursday, whoo, it is finally here, guys. My version of the Primal Fish deck itself. Now, originally this was going to be my last Deck Tech Thursday, but I wanted to make sure I've got it absolutely panned down before I managed to show it to you guys. And I gotta say, right now, this version of the list has been working very, very well for me, and I'm super excited to show you all today. So, not to let we'll get right into it. First of all, start with 3 copies of the Larval Fish. Got 3 of the each different artworks. Got the promo, got the regular set, and have the full art base here. Very, very pretty cards. The attacks are not like something you want to focus on, but Water Pulse isn't bad if you're secondly active with them. Does for a water and colors 30 and puts it to sleep, so if you're stuck with just this here and nothing else to do, Water Pulse is not a bad out to buy some time until you get your other stuff in play. Which, speaking of other stuff, 3 copies of His Majesty Primal Fish. Now, what makes this card so amazing, you might ask? Well, just look at how pretty it is. Alright, but other than how beautiful the card is, the attack Tidal Storm is nothing to laugh at. For 4 energy, 3 water in the colors, does 150 damage, and you move 2 energy from the Pokemon to one of your bench, and it does 30 to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon EX. Pretty good, but what gives it that extra boost an attack like this needs is its ancient trait Alpha Growth, which allows you to attach 2 energies to this card per turn, which, let me tell you something, really comes in handy now. And if that wasn't enough to boost it, now we have so many other things that came out in the most recent sets that have boosted this deck a lot. Alright, next up, what is any deck without 2 copies of the meta itself, Shebe? Set of ability, by far one of the most outstanding abilities we have in the game so far. Bench it, draw it so you have 6, a staple in almost any deck you play. Now, next up, we're going to get a couple of stuff that has really boosted the deck over the past few sets. Run 2 copies of Manaphy EX. Now, this is amazing in this deck, because I'm going to show you guys right now. Our gracious Lord Primal Fish and Larval Fish, as glorious as they are, their retreat costs are so hefty. Like 4 energies, like that's something you rarely even see anymore. So, yeah, it's pretty bad. But good old Manaphy here fixes that problem. This is basically the Darkrai of the deck, where each Pokemon that has a water energy has no retreat cost whatsoever. So, pretty good. The HP is not what you would want it to be, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. And also, the Mineral Pump attack isn't too bad to fall back on. 2 energies does 60 damage and heals 30 from each of your bench. That's actually not too bad of an attack. Not the greatest, but stat-wise, it's not too bad. And it can help heal off some damage you have there. Alright, and next up, we're going to our one-of Pokemon and run 1 copy of Articuno EX and 1 copy of Glaceon EX. Another card that has just tremendously helped this deck. Because while grass has been a thing, and that's the main reason why people have not been playing Primal Kyogre whatsoever. Like, guys, ever since Breakpoint, Kyogre has done nothing but gain power. But with the Rise of Grass decks, that just kind of shook it off, and no one really paid much attention to it. But since all those grass decks, well, almost all of them are evolution grass type, Glaceon here fixes the problem. With the attack Crystal Ray, it prevents all damage done to this Pokemon by evolution Pokemon. That's right, just evolution. So it can be stage 1, stage 2, Mega Evolution, Break Evolution, anything evolution. As long as you do a Crystal Ray, this will not be damaged by it. And Articuno is just amazing when you need like a last-ditch effort to win. Because guys, let me tell you right now, this card has won me many games. Heck, it's even gotten me in the top in like many locals. Just because it's like the Tri-Edge attack 20 and you flip 3 quarters, does 40 more for each. Not too impressive on just first glance of it. But what really makes it special is the Delta Plus ability, which you can take 1 more prize card whenever you knock out a Pokemon. So that really helps it out quite a bit there. And just like that, this is about the end of the Pokemon Land for us. And now we're going to get into our supporters. For our usual draw supporters, I run 3 copies of Professor Sycamore and 3 copies of yours truly. Now, I only run 3 in this deck, not 4 like you would everywhere else, because Primal Kyogre is not necessarily something you want to be discarding a lot of stuff with it. But I have yet to have any problems with 3 Sycamore whatsoever. And also, I run many things to search it off, which I will get into in a little bit here. So, that's your standard draw stuff you have. And now, for my one-of supporters, I run 1 copy of Lysander, 1 copy of Fisherman, and 1 copy of Hexmaniac. Now, Fisherman also runs into one of those categories where it's gained a lot of support, because it is a supporter card, true, but in this particular deck, it's worth it, especially since you're able to get up to 4 energy cards and to put them into from your discard part to your hand. No, wait, I'm sorry, it's not up to 4, it's 4 basic energy, so if you have 4 or more, it has to be 4. So, very good in this deck. Lysander, standard reasons, just get a Pokemon out from the bench. A weak one per se, knock it out. And Hexmaniac, just to deal with some irritating abilities, because there are a lot of those in the game right now. And that's about it for the supporter lineup, nothing too special. And now it's going to be our items that are next. First off here, you run 3 copies of Dive Ball, along with 3 copies of Ultra Ball. Now, a lot of decks just run 4 Ultra Ball and nothing much else. But with this deck, you want to get out Pokemon like as quick as possible. And I find 4 Ultra Ball doesn't really help with that too much, mainly because you have to discard so much, which in this deck you do not want to do. And you don't want 4 Dive Ball either, because you do run Shaman in the deck, which you want to get out early to start setting up your hand and stuff. So I find this balance of 3-3 works out perfectly. Not to mention, it gives you more likely chances to draw this and to get the Pokemon you need. So a 3-3 line for me has been working beautifully. And now we get into one of the things that has once again boosted the deck like crazy. 4 copies of Max Elixir. Amazing card in this deck. Look at the top 6 cards of the deck, and if you find any basic energy there, you can attach it to one of your bench basics. So yeah, this has just been crazy for the deck, because there have been times when it comes to Max Elixir and just attaching for a turn, I've gotten up to like 2, even 3 energies attached to my Kyogre in 1 turn, which is amazing, because just go Primal, you attach 2 more, and then boom, you're automatically just set, which is going with back and forth between other Primals, with changing the energy, or even go to a Glaceon with the energy, or even Articuno with the energy. So Max Elixir just really speeds up the deck greatly, and speed is something this deck really needed, and it's got now. Next up, I run 4 copies of Trainer's Mail. One of those ways I mentioned about searching for the draw supporters I need along with anything else. Very standard stuff. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Get out any trainer you see there except for Trainer's Mail. Really stinks that we can't get out another Trainer's Mail with Trainer's Mail, but at the same time I do understand, because it would be kind of broken if that was the case. So next up, 4 copies of VS Seeker. Probably one of the best items we have right now. Let you get any supporter from your discard pile added to your hand. Absolute key core in any deck. Can never run less than 4. Next up, going to be 3 copies of the Primal Fish Spirit Link. And yes, these are all reverse hollow, which I'm super happy about. Very pretty looking, but yep, very basic standard stuff with Mega decks. Just keep it from ending your turn whenever you Mega Evolve. And now, another way I go about searching for my draw supporters is 2 copies of Random Receiver. And yet, this is one of Sycamore and one of Juniper. I think it's a pretty good combo. But nah, good combos aside, Random Receiver, very good in the deck, because it lets you get out the supporters you need without you necessarily having to just discard everything to go get them. So another reason why running 3 Sycamore has yet to ever be an issue for me whatsoever. Put those to the side. And now for my one-of items, I run 1 copy of Professor's Letter, 1 copy of Mega Turbo, and 1 copy of Escape Rope. Escape Rope, obvious reasons, just to get out the active whenever I'm unable to retreat. Professor's Letter lets you get 2 energy, basic energy from your deck to your hand. Again, very obvious, especially for this deck. Search it up, play the card, get the 2 energy, and just use it to attach to your Primal Kyogre immediately. So, very good in the deck. And 1 copy of Mega Turbo. Now, I've been kind of going back and forth between 1 and 2 Mega Turbo in the deck. So if you would want to run 2 Mega Turbo, that would be perfectly fine. It's just the way I have it built. You're not really throwing away energy too often. But Mega Turbo is definitely a good card to have in this deck at least 1, possibly 2 if you can find a room. I mean, if you want to like make this your own and you find room for more Mega Turbo, by all means go for it, because it's a very good card for the deck. All right, and for my supporters, just 3 copies of Rough Seas. Pretty standard reasons, just heal off some damage off your Pokemon for each turn. Well, water Pokemon, so it basically works for everything except the Shaman, which, I mean, if the Shamans are going to be damaged, it's basically knocked out anyway, because all meta don't have too much HP, which is sad face unfortunate. Heck, even Manaphy has more HP than Shaman. What the hey Pokemon, give Shaman more HP. The meta deserves more HP. Okay, terrible ranting aside, that's it for my stadium lineup. And now for my energy counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 basic water energy. Yes, I know this is quite a lot of basic energy to be running in a deck, but for Primal Kyogre, it is absolutely essential. Never any less than 9 energy you want in the deck. Well, let me rephrase it. 9 basic water energy in a deck. You never want any less than that for a Primal Kyogre deck. I mean, and then again, you don't want too much either, because I did try the deck with 12, and it just proved to be way too cloggy. So I think a pretty good balance of the deck is anywhere between 9 and possibly even up to 11, but I would definitely not go past 11 energy in the deck. All right. And just like that, that about does it for the deck profile. Been really excited to show you guys this deck for quite some time now. And it's like I said, grass, the sudden emergence of grass is the only reason why this deck has been just overlooked all this time, because from what you guys saw from all the recent sets, this deck has just gained like so much power. Like so many cards have just boosted this deck like crazy, and no one's even giving it a second look because everyone's scared of Sceptile or Vespiquen. But honestly, not only are those decks not too big anymore, now we have Glaceon to deal with that, which I did honestly try Glaceon at 2 at first, but I never found myself using more than 1. So if you feel more comfortable with 2, by all means go for it. Make this deck your own, but I just personally found through testing that 1 was all I ever needed. So, all right, guys, that's everything I gotta say on this deck. And again, if you like this build, great. If not, you want to make it your own, by all means, go for it. That's the whole point of the Pokemon TCG, is working with your favorite Pokemon and making the deck your own unique own. Yeah, that didn't make much sense. Your own unique version. There we go. Yep. I am totally a professor of grammar, guys. Alright, so if you liked this video, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you are new to the channel. And do not forget to check us out tomorrow for Battle Frontier Friday, where good old Primal Fish himself is going to go teach Darkrai Giratina some manners. Or I get completely destroyed because I just gloated. Oh well, let's find out. Tomorrow's going to be fun regardless. I can guarantee you that much, and you won't want to miss it. So, this has been Champion Professor N here, and I will catch you, Pokemon players, later.